everyone. My name is Kiran Shah, and I'm recording this from my home in Australia. Today, I would like to share a story from my Indian heritage, a little excerpt from the epic, the Mahabharata. Princess Savitri was beautiful, not just on the outside, but also on the inside. Such were her virtues that no man felt he was worthy enough to be her husband. And so she went off in search of one. And in a forest, she saw a young man who was caring for his blind father and his elderly mother with such tender devotion that her heart was captured, and she knew she would marry no other. She found out that the young man was Prince Satyavan, who was doomed to die in exactly 1 year's time. She was not to be deterred. She had hopes that perhaps she could avert the tragedy somehow. She left her luxurious home for a simple life in the forest with husband and his parents, and she cared for them happily. But she never forgot that prediction. And 3 days before the year was up, she went into deep prayer and meditation. She did not move from that spot for 3 days. She fasted, she prayed, she meditated. And the 3 days passed. On that appointed doomed day, she accompanied Satyavan into the forest where he was going to chop some wood. And there he felt a blinding, raging headache, and he put his head in Savitri's lap. And there appeared Lord Yama, the god of death. He took Satyavan's soul and strode into the forest. Savitri followed him, and Yama was so surprised. No one had ever done that before. And so he granted her a boon except for the life of her husband. And Savitri, she asked that her father-in-law's sight and kingdom be restored to him, and that was granted. She followed him some more and engaged him in conversation. He was so pleased that he granted her another boon, except for the life of her husband. And this time she asked that her father have 100 sons, and this too was granted. But she continued following him, and he was so enthralled with the sweetness of her words, the wisdom of her words, that he granted her yet another boon and another boon, except for the life of her husband. And this continued. And Yama was so engrossed in her words that he granted her one last boon, but he forgot to say, except for the life of your husband. And that is what exactly Savitri did, to ask that a husband be restored to her. And once a boon is granted, it cannot be retracted. And so it was that Satyavan was restored to life, and he and Savitri continued to have a happily married life with many children thereafter. I tell this story because for me, hope, followed by courage and determination, can lead us to achieve what we wish for. Thank you for listening. Stay well. Goodbye.